Welcome, my friend. Seven Gray here. Thank you for joining me for this episode. There is so much happening. I'm nearing the conclusion for so many things. This is a wrap up. So I want to bring you up to speed on all of the things that are happening and coming to a conclusion this week. But let's roll the intro and then I'll tell you all about it. First, I want to tell you about the step van. The step van is sold. I had an auction which closed on the 11th of January, and the winner was Mike out of New Jersey. Had a little bit of delays. He's canceled 2 or 3 times on flights to come down to Florida to pay for it and pick it up. He's supposed to be here in just a couple of days. Crossing my fingers that that works out as expected. But the step van is sold, and I'm just doing last little touch-ups, checking the systems, making sure everything's great for him to come pick that up. Over here you can see these stumps are left. I still need to get the stump guys to come back. They were trying to repair their machine to come remove these 2 stumps here and these 2 stumps there. Previous episodes I showed where 4 giant trees were removed there. I still have a giant dumpster in my driveway here. That should be gone in 3 or 4 days because the construction is basically done. I just have a couple of touch-ups left for repairs to my rental property. This is my house back here that is a rental property. I have passive income from 3 rental properties in Florida here, so this is one of the properties. Last summer my tenant backed a vehicle into this wall. Actually, people told me, all the construction people told me, that they probably didn't back it in, that they had to hit it at 20 or 30 miles an hour. They had to get a running start and caved in this wall here and took out this post and damaged the corner of this bay window on this side. So all of that repair is done. Interesting thing, look at this brickwork here. That's actually not brick. It's actually 2 layers of stucco. One is gray, like the color of mortar, and the other is a layer of white stucco, and basically they go in with a small tool and they sort of score this area through the white all the way down. And if you look closely in here, you can actually see that it's just 2 layers like a frosting, and this is the upper layer and that's the lower layer, and when they score this, it exposes the gray and makes it look like a brick pattern, but it's not actually brick. It's sort of interesting. And I have 2 new pillars here. These are brand new because they couldn't match the old ones. I had to get 2 new ones. So these are pretty nice. These are fiberglass. The old ones were really thin metal, which were rotting. And let's go inside. Let me show you all the progress that has happened in here. This wall, as you'll notice in one of my previous videos, was gone. They demolished it. It had been shoved back about 5 or 6 inches, and it messed up a doorway between the garage and the kitchen. So we had to demo this wall, remove it, support the roof, and rebuild the wall, which involved getting inspections, engineering drawings, because it's a structural wall that holds up the roof. So you can see here it looks absolutely gorgeous. It's been repainted. The painter just finished yesterday. Here's his paint over here, and it has new trim on the bottom. The last things that they're doing is adding some caulk right along the top edge here and a couple of other places, and then put the covers back on the power outlets here where they've been removed. And in my kitchen, this door would no longer close, and so the wall around the door and the door have been replaced. So this is a new door, and all of this area around the edge is new. And so that's pretty much it for the repairs here. Everything else is cleaning. I have a cleaning crew coming in 2 days that's going to be cleaning the house. I have a little bit of touch-up painting, a few things to do with mini blinds and stuff like that, but it's pretty much ready to go. So here in just a couple of days, I will be able to put this on the market and get it rented again. You'll also notice that my front yard is empty, and I've had my truck parked here for the last several weeks as I've been using it for my daily driver. The truck is currently over at a mechanic's. This is mechanic number 4. Rather remarkable and rather amazing. That is a crazy story to tell. So I've gone through 4 mechanics now. I took my truck up to Lakeland, which is a little bit 30 minutes north of where I'm at now, to a mechanic, twin diesel, and they pretty much tried to rip me off. I asked them to do a killer dowel pin repair, quoted $400, took it in, and they looked at the truck and they said, no, you need a whole new engine, you need everything, transmission, you need $5,000 worth of work done on this vehicle, we need 5 days in the shop, and we will not touch it unless you agree to this. And I'm like, no thank you. And I called Badge. I was concerned I was going to sell the vehicle. He said, no, they're blowing smoke. They're just trying to make money off of you. Talked to a number of other people that have dealt with this particular mechanic and just had horrific similar experiences. Perhaps they're very, very good, but at a premium price, and I think they probably sell way too much stuff. So I went to mechanic number 2, which was Mid-Florida Diesel, down here near Bartow, and I asked for the same kind of stuff, a couple of other repairs, and asked for quotes. They said, bring the truck in, leave it here for a day, we'll get you your quotes. Dropped it off, called the next day, their voicemail box was full, called the next day, their box was full again, drove over there, said, what's going on, your box is full, I can't reach you to find out the status on the quote. And they said, oh, we've been busy, we haven't even looked at it. And I'm like, what kind of mechanic shop needs a truck for 2 days just to be able to come up with some simple quotes that should be run-of-the-mill type stuff? So that was mechanic number 2, walked away from them. Mechanic number 3, forget the name of it, Aaron Brothers or A&B Brothers, something like that, here in Bartow. Pretty good experience with these guys. They were super nice. They do not do diesel work though, and so they installed some new shocks on my truck, but really wouldn't do anything else, so I wasn't able to get them to do much of the major work that I wanted to get done. So I went to Napa, asked for mechanic number 4, which is where the truck is now. Mechanic number 4 is actually a tire shop, but parked outside are 4 giant semi-tractor trailer trucks, and hoods open, transmissions off. Apparently they've been doing this for 20-30 years. Extensive experience in heavy-duty giant commercial trucks. So I managed to get an appointment there. The prices are really good. They're great on communication. And so I'm doing a number of things. I had a mechanic inspection, and they're pulling the drive shaft, putting in bearings. They're balancing the drive shaft while it's off. They are going to be doing the killer dowel pin repair, the water pump. And one of the other things they're doing that I've wanted to tackle for quite a while is the fuel pump. One of the previous episodes, which I'll link above, right when I bought it, I had problems with the fuel pump. It turns out, as the mechanic looked at it, that both of the fuel pumps that came stock with it are dead. The lift pump that is attached to the side of the engine, and another pump that attaches to the actual tank. So I've had to replace both of those and run new lines, and so the mechanic is tackling that. So that is pretty much it on what I'm getting done on the truck. It should be good to go after this. Pick it up, I think, in a couple of days. We had a delay in getting the fuel pump part. But anyway, so there is so much going on and all wrapping up and coming to a conclusion here in the next couple of days. So I'm excited. Here in a few weeks I should be leaving Florida as soon as I find a new tenant to rent this property. So I'll be camping out here for the next couple of weeks as I interview tenants and do showings of the house. So that's pretty much it. That's all that I have going on, which is a lot, and it's all coming to a conclusion and being wrapped up. Lots of things happening all at the same time. I'm really happy to see the house coming along and in such good condition, and those repairs being complete. Step van is sold. I'm ecstatic about the new owner. Mike seems like a real nice guy. He's 6'4", almost as tall as I am, and looking for a vehicle that was built for taller people, which this will be perfect for him. So next episode you'll probably get to see Mike and him picking up the step van and sort of going over all of the mechanics and answering his questions. So that's all I have for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Savor the moment, and I'll see you in a future episode.